welcome to today's Explainer. Listen, today we are breaking down the absolute ultimate mic drop comeback story. I'm talking a glow up from the absolute bottom of the barrel straight to the penthouse. We're looking at a broke shepherd who had literally nothing, who flips the script to become the untouchable CEO of a bustling bazaar. So look, if you think your daily grind is tough right now, buckle up, because this story is about to school you on what real, unmatched hustle actually looks like.
So how exactly does a broke shepherd who lost absolutely everything become the richest merchant in town? And let's get one thing straight, we aren't talking about a minor financial setback or a bad quarter here. We're talking absolute ruin. Zero assets, zero connections. The odds were brutally stacked against this guy. But this explainer, it's not about someone stumbling into good luck. No way. This is a masterclass in resilience, razor-sharp strategy, and an unshakable mindset. Let's unpack exactly how he pulled off the impossible.
Okay, phase one, the broke shepherd's faith. Meet Zarin, and when I say broke, I mean absolute crushing poverty. But instead of throwing a pity party, which, let's face it, most people would do, he hustled from sunrise to sunset just to put dry bread on the table for his frail parents.
Now, let me spill the tea on the exact encounter that changed everything. One day, while he's grinding away, Zarin meets this strange, totally impoverished-looking old man. Despite having practically nothing himself, Zarin doesn't even blink. He hands over his very last piece of dry bread. And in return, the old man doesn't just say a quick thank you, he drops this absolute prophecy. Your sincerity and patience will become a ladder to high ranks. Now, Zarin had absolutely no idea how literal that was about to become. Moving on to phase two, losing it all. Now, you'd think good karma would instantly kick in here, right? Wrong. Instead of a magical payout, Zarin gets hit with back-to-back disasters. It's like the universe essentially decided to test exactly how much this guy could take before we completely snapped.
Just look at this brutal timeline. Day 1, a power-tripping village chief extorts Zarin and literally steals his absolute best milk-producing goat, the literal lifeline for his parents' medicine and food. Gone. Day 2, morning. Totally desperate, Zarin takes a sketchy detour into a dense forest just to find some quick work in the market. Day 2 noon, a massive tiger leaps out of the bushes and massacres his entire remaining flock while he watches, completely helplessly, from a tree. I mean, in under 48 hours, his entire net worth went to absolute zero. Most people would literally just give up and cry right then and there.
But Zarin, he refuses to be the victim. He marches straight back to his devastated, weeping parents, wipes away his tears, and drops this legendary mindset shift. I will not let hunger enter our home. He didn't complain about the chief. He didn't curse the tiger. He took absolute total ownership of his reality. His empire didn't start with cash, guys. It started with this exact unyielding mental pivot.
Enter phase 3, the bazaar hustle. The very next morning, Zarin marches straight into the bustling town market, swallows every single ounce of his pride, and aggressively demands a job from the wealthiest merchant there. Any job. He literally just needs to get his foot in the door. And here is his blueprint for rapid ascension. Step 1. The merchant gives him a total throwaway job cleaning a filthy, spider-infested warehouse. Zarin doesn't just sweep it. He deep cleans this place so flawlessly, the merchant is left completely speechless. Step 2. The very next day, he unloads an entire caravan arriving from Baghdad with zero breakages. Just surgical precision, completely outworking every single veteran laborer on the site. Step 3. He gets promoted to shop overseer and immediately audits the entire business, calling out lazy workers and fixing gaping holes in their accounting. It is just pure, undeniable competence. So what's the immediate ROI? For that first job cleaning the warehouse, the standard pay was 1 dinar. But because the Harun delivered a level of excellence that this merchant had literally never seen in his life, he got paid 2 dinars, double the usual rate, right out of the gate just by flat out refusing to do average work. Then, the very next day, for flawlessly organizing that incoming caravan and treating the merchant's goods like his own personal property, the payout escalated. Boom, 5 dinars. His worth in the marketplace is already multiplying exponentially simply because he operates on a completely different level of intensity and care than anyone else in that bazaar.
And then, drop the mic. 300 dirhams. That is the massive, life-changing bonus the merchant handed Zarin after just one single month. Why? Because Zahran's strict, fiercely honest auditing and complete overhaul of the shop's operations literally doubled the merchant's profits. He made himself absolutely 100% indispensable.
All right, phase 4, the ultimate glow-up. The merchant quickly realizes he has an absolute prodigy on his hands, so he stops checking the books entirely and just hands Zahran the keys to the kingdom. He makes Zahran the caravan leader, sending him on the highly lucrative, super high-stakes trade route to Baghdad. And spoiler alert, Zahran completely owned it. His Baghdad strategy, right here, proves he wasn't just some nice, honest guy. He was an absolute mastermind at trade. He hit the complex markets of Baghdad and totally ignored the scammy, fast-talking merchants. He meticulously researched true market values. He negotiated fiercely for high-quality goods at the absolute lowest possible prices. And he brought back a haul that delivered record-breaking profits that the merchant hadn't even thought were possible. The merchant was so astounded by this unprecedented return on investment that he didn't just give Zahran another bonus. No, he instantly made Zahran a 50-50 business partner. He literally pulled out the ownership documents right then and there. In a breathtakingly short amount of time, Zahran went from a broken, starving shepherd to owning half of the most profitable trading empire in the region. Talk about being catapulted into insane wealth. But here is the real kicker. Zahran completely refused to sell out. When greedy competitors offered him shady deals to price gouge the locals during shortages or to sell adulterated goods for higher margins, he flat out rejected them. He knew deep down that money without integrity was just a liability. He kept his standards ruthlessly high.
Which brings us to phase 5, the biggest power move. Fast forward a few years, Zahran is now running a massive trade network that spans all the way to Cairo and Damascus. He's at the top of his game. Then suddenly, a broken, destitute, starving beggar crawls into his luxurious shop, begging for just a scrap of food.
Zahran looks up and realizes exactly who it is. It's the arrogant village chief. The man who was once powerful and cruel, who stole Zahran's last lifeline, is now just a ruined beggar. Meanwhile, Zahran, the victim of his extortion, is now the richest, most powerful CEO in the bazaar. The tables haven't just turned here, they have completely flipped.
So here's the multi-million-dollar question. Did Zahran laugh right in his face? Did he flex his insane wealth, remind the chief of that goat he stole, and kick him to the curb to starve? Because let's be honest, a lot of petty people would take that exact route just for the cheap satisfaction of revenge. But Zahran operates on a completely different frequency. He steps down, takes the broken man's hand, and drops the ultimate flex of absolute power and mercy. Get up, uncle. I forgave you a long time ago. He doesn't just feed the man who ruined him. He literally gives him enough capital to start a brand new life. That level of unbothered absolute grace, it left the entire bazaar completely stunned.
Zahran realized that punishing the chief would just pull his own energy back into the mud. Instead, he lived by this core moral. True wealth isn't just money, it's purity of heart and wanting good for others. His integrity, his endless patience, and his radical forgiveness were the ultimate unstoppable power moves that secured his legacy forever. He didn't just build a business, you guys, he built an absolute empire of respect.
Which leaves us with this final striking thought. If you lost absolutely everything today, your bank account, your job, your status, would your character, your work ethic, and your integrity be strong enough to help you build an empire tomorrow? Zahran proved it's possible. The blueprint is right there. Now it's on you. Keep hustling, stay sharp, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.